Live, we are in. We're gonna give it a quick second for people to join in. Man, that light is bright and I look like Casper the Ghost, but hopefully we get some people in here today. We got a lot. How's the audio? Hopefully you guys can hear me. Got the little microphone on, looking professional today with the glasses. Actually, I think I might be able to turn this thing down. It's a little too bright. Can't be looking like this. Was that better? There we go. Yeah, now we're looking better. There we go. All right, guys, so today's live stream, I'm leaving it totally up to you guys. I have a few topics to talk about. Talking about the future of the 4.0, because now that I got the 5.0, my feelings have changed maybe a little bit on what direction I want to go with. What's going on with the Cobra? You guys haven't seen that car in forever. And then what I have planned for the 5.0. You boys already picked up a few parts for it, so we got some super exciting things, but I want to give it a second, let some people maybe roll in. Hopefully I didn't do this stream a little too early, but we're going to find out. Either way, that is quite okay. But if you guys are in the chat, run up some questions, drop some things. Would love to interact with y'all. Let me make sure I got this set up right. So yep, we got the live chat ready to roll. We got people. So here we go. Oh, look at that little freaking guy right there. I can't swear because it's YouTube, but Mr. Jake. Hey, Dad. Hey, buddy. How's my son? Oh, can't wait to hit some Rocket League later. Boys, woo, you should have seen the vibes were immaculate. Me and my boy last night, 7-1, absolutely dominating. But that is not why you guys are here. All right, now the viewers are starting to come in. There we go. I like to see this. Make sure to drop a comment, say what's up, guys. But I'm going to let someone comment, and we're going to pick which direction to go. Do we want to talk about Cobra, 5.0, V6, or Sur-Ron? We got a whole lot's going on since the last time we did a live chat or a live stream. I have a lot more stuff to talk about, so it's super cool, but I'm gonna let you guys pick the direction. You look like a little chicken, like Chicken Little. True. No, I look like Humpty Dumpty with this round ass head, buddy, but love you, bud. You better be on later, you little flake. 5.0, okay, 5.0. So I've already picked up some parts, so good call there. Zevzy, my boy Jake, shout out to you, follow him. So with the 5.0, I picked up lowering springs. So I have some BMR drag springs. They are actually right behind the camera in the other room. I have those. I'm waiting on my adjustable panhard bar, and your boy is stuck on wheels. So ever since I got into like these cars with the Cobra, when I put a drag setup on, oh, looked beautiful, loved it. And I don't know if I want to do that with the Coyote. So if you guys saw, I did a poll, I think a few days ago, and I said, do you guys want to see 20s, or are you sure you don't want to see? Yeah, just shut up, go away. So we can do the drag pack, or we can do the 20s. So I think on the S197s, especially the 5.0, it's just a little bit more bubbly. It's bigger, it's more meaty. If that makes any sense, someone's gonna clip that. But that car looks really good, I think, on 20s. Right now it has 18s and it has this much wheel gap, the size of my forehead. Not great, even though if I lower it, I still don't think it's really gonna be what I want. I really prefer the... By the way, that's my wife and my best friend going back and forth. That's awesome. But I think the drag pack would look sick. So I don't want to do 15s. I think I'll go with 17. So I really like the VMS setup. If your boy can get a good deal on welds, he'll do it. But I kind of daily drive the 5.0, so I go back and forth between the 4.0 and the 5.0. I drive one 2 days, drive the other one 3 days, vice versa, because I don't want the cars to totally sit like the Cobra. But I think a drag pack would look nasty on the 5.0. The nice thing is, if I did that, I could keep the front wheels, because I would not do a full drag pack. I don't need skinnies up front. The car's not getting drag raced yet, and I'm too afraid to break things. So I'd probably keep the wheels that are on it right now at the front, and then put a 17-inch in the rear with like a 305 45 17. I think it would look absolutely spectacular. But I'm also torn on the colors, because the wheels right now are kind of like a graphite, and I really want a silver. I've been messaging this guy on Facebook for some wheels that I absolutely love, and he does not get back. You paying for it? Duh. So, but I really want a drag setup. I think it would look absolutely nasty, but I don't know if I want to go like race stars, because those, I don't want to say they're played out, everyone has them. But I think I want to go chrome. I think chrome on the deep impact blue would look sick. So I don't know if I go chrome. Charger, what are you talking about, buddy? But yeah, so drag pack, what color would I go with? I think chrome. I also thought about, that's the other cool thing about having all these cars, is they're all the same bolt pattern. So I thought about test fitting the Cobra, the drag pack that's on the Cobra, on the 14, because the Cobra, yeah, chrome, right? That's what I'm thinking. Chrome just, I feel like, would pop. Otherwise, like a super light silver or gray would look sick. But with the Cobra, I could take off those because they're a 15x8. So with the Coyotes, you have to do the rear sway bar relocation. I don't want to do that. I know it's super easy. It's like a $10 or $20 little investment to do it. But I think I'd rather go with a 15x8 with like a 275/60/15. So for all the people always asking me what tire and wheel setup I have, it's a 15x8 and I have a 275/60/15 on the Cobra. That would fit perfectly on the Coyote. I wouldn't have to do that. The rear sway bar, whatever the heck, relocation thingy bobber, so I don't have to do that. So that is an option, but then I feel like if I have chrome wheels in the back and then like the gunmetal in the front, it would just clash. It wouldn't look right. So I could get the front runners. If I do get front runners, they'd probably be like 17x5 or 18x5. I wouldn't want a super, super narrow, because again, this thing's not gonna be popping wheelies and I still want good drivability. From everything I've read online, the biggest thing with like the difference between them is that if you go with the super skinny, thin front runners, you don't have as much braking because there's less contact patch because your tire's so thin. So that is something to think about. Now, the other reason I like 15s is because the 15-inch tires are way cheaper than the 17s, which is kind of ironic. So I'd probably run the 275/60/15 if I get a 15-inch. Otherwise, if I go 17s, I'll do the Nitto NT 555R2s, I believe, or G2s. And then I would run a 305/45/17 on that. Now, the cool thing about these cars is that with the lowering springs that I picked up, it'll drop about 1.5 inches in the rear. Who needs brake springs? There you go. Yeah, who needs it, right? But I think that'd be awesome. It would sit so good. I mean, there should be very minimal wheel gap, which is great. I'm hoping I don't have to roll my fenders. I know on my 4.0, with that's lowered on 20s, and I think that's a 305/35/20 in the rear. So that measures out to be about 28 inches in terms of like the tire and wheel. So it should be about the same as the drag pack. And I never had to roll or do anything with the fenders. So fingers crossed there. I didn't want to go, so I was really torn between H&R Super Sports or the BMR drag springs, and I went with the BMR drag springs, one because I got a freaking killer deal on them, brand new, but the H&R Super Sports, I felt like if I did that meaty setup in the rear, the Super Sports drop like 2.4 inches in the rear, whereas the BMR drag springs are 1.5 inches. So if your boy goes with like a ridiculous setup, now the other option, you know, option kind of 3 is if I keep these wheels, I haven't seen these wheels on another S197. I didn't like them at first, but if I powder coated them and then they have, it is a 305/45/18. That is like a 29-inch tall tire. That would eat up almost all the wheel gap. And then with the lowering springs, that thing would sit flush. So that's an option, but that I'm concerned about rubbing. That might be a little too aggressive, but it would look meaty as all heck. And I like that. I don't want to go super, super low. I don't want to deal with dragging, you know, scraping around and all that. I have to get the resonators removed. That's kind of probably gonna be the next step. So the next, probably not the next video you guys see, but one of the future videos you're gonna see is me getting the resonators removed. They're beat up. The car's not low by any stretch, but I don't know if they all came from the factory, like dents in them, but I haven't hit anything crazy. And so I want to get those. I need a little bit more volume. Right now we switched from the Flow Masters. What do we have? The American Thunders. And they sounded really good. You guys have probably heard a few exhaust clips in my videos. And then I switched to the Outlaws, which are phenomenal. Super, super, super deep sound. Videos do not do it justice. It like shakes things around it. Like the inside of the car literally like rattles, which is probably not the best thing in the world, but it does sound good. So I don't mind it. It just needs a little bit more volume, just enough to piss off the neighbors, because hey, that's what we're in it for, right? But let's transition over to the Cobra, because that is one that has been absent from the channel for a very, very long time. So where is it? What's going on with it? It's in hibernation. It is completely dead. The car is, I went home, what was it, this last weekend, tried to start it, it's dead. It has not been on a trickle charger, and it's been sitting since I think October. So that thing is shot. Sound power Mustang, I think. Kind of maybe, I don't know. I don't want to end up like one of those memes crashing into a crowd, but the Cobra is dead. So I got to go home. I got to get a new battery. I literally put a brand new battery in it right before winter, and now it just sat and totally killed the battery. So I'm gonna have to get another one. Sell the Cobra and get an S15. No shot. Cobra's 10 times cooler, and I will fight to the death on that. S15s look nice, but nothing compares to the sound and feel of a Cobra, and anyone will probably agree with that one. And plus the Cobra, I think, is actually gonna, in the long run, be worth more money. The only reason the S15 is popular is because it's overseas, or just sell the Cobra. Yeah, easier said than done. The price your boy paid on that, impossible to re-get another one for that price. So I will happily hold on to that car for the foreseeable future. Now, You know what? Let's go down that rabbit hole. Sell the, I think so. I mean, she's already for rent. I mean, she's out at least 3 times a week. So I don't know, whoever wants to jump in there, hit your boys DMs, we'll work out a deal. But so let's go down the rabbit hole since she brought that up. Sell the best friend. No, the best friend stays. You can go. Bye-bye. Just, yeah. I heard her laugh in the other room. But let's go down that. So imagine if I sold the 4.0 and I sell the Cobra. And I know some people maybe watching this on the playback are going to be like, what are you talking about? So that thought has crossed my mind, right? Because right now with the 4.0, there's very little purpose. That car just has a lot of sentimental value for me because that was the first car I ever bought, the first car I ever did mods to. And it's paid off, of course. So it's tough for me to let that car go just because that also is kind of what helped build this channel. You know, we're getting so close to 2,000 subscribers, which might not sound like much, but we just hit 1,000 not that long ago. The views are up. We just hit 3 days ago over 200,000 channel views, which is crazy. We're really growing quick here. We're I think like 1885, and within the few days we're gonna be at 1,900 and 2,000 probably by mid-April if things keep going at the rate that we're doing it. So that is nuts. But let's say I sell both, right? So I keep the 5.0 because that is the most overall kind of like the perfect vehicle. It has the power, and I can still daily drive it. It has all the creature comforts, whereas the Cobra is the fastest of the 3 cars, but that is a very non-practical car. That's not something you're going to drive in the winter. You probably don't want to drive it in the rain, and you don't want to risk something happening to that. And quite frankly, I don't want to be driving stick every single day, especially with the Cobra, the way the clutch and the throttle's all the way it is. Not going to happen. So that car, if I sold that and the 4.0, one, your boy would have a lot of money to do things to the 14. So if I got rid of both of those, which again, I could, you know, I got to get to that point where cars are just an object. They can be replaced. It is what it is. We could do some pretty gnarly things to the 5.0. Now, I don't know how to, like, since those cars are so common, it's hard to be different with them. So, you know, could I bag it? Sure. Do I want to deal with the headache of bags in the winter? Probably not. So we could boost the car, but do I want to have a boosted 5.0 as a daily? That is a great question. It sounds like a lot of fun, but going down that rabbit hole, if we go boost, then we got to go E85, then we probably got to go fuel system, and then it turns into this whole big ongoing circus of events, which would be sick. I mean, that would easily be a 600 wheel horsepower car, and that would be significantly faster than the Cobra in its current state, but it'll be nowhere as cool as the Cobra. The Cobra could be boost. Yeah, I know. Boost, it is tempting. It's so tough, guys. I don't know. With the channel, it's weird because I feel like if I get rid of any of the cars, I'm going to lose people. And we're still kind of in the channel's infancy stages where we don't have a ton of people. Don't get me wrong, 1,900 is still dope, but I'm afraid that the small number we do have might dwindle away. Like the 4.0 is why most of you guys are here on this channel. So if I get rid of that, I feel like maybe I'm doing you guys dirty. But if there was one car to go right now, gun to my head, I had to let one go. The 4.0 goes first. 4.0's just that'd be the first one. Even though I love that car, it serves right now the channel no purpose whatsoever. So yeah, if I sold the 4.0, then the 5.0 would probably get boosted. Well, first I would do the cosmetics because you boys got to make it look good. I got to give it the 4.0 treatment. You know, I don't think I want to go cowl hood because I enjoy having visibility, but your boy would definitely then cop some baller wheels. Then I'd probably go with the full weld drag pack. And then I would do the quad tip exhaust. I'd do the whole 9. I'd make that thing look absolutely spectacular. But at the same time, the 4.0, it's so just special to me. And it's the perfect winter daily. Like when it snows, when it rains, that's what your boy's driving. I've been driving that the past 2 days. It's been rainy, gloomy here in Chicago. Just been whipping that thing and it's great. Granted, the gauges are all jacked up and I'm kind of tired of looking at it, but it's still so good. And the 4.0 in the future, when this channel's making good money, that would be the perfect car to do a swap. Because it's like, okay, I got the 5.0, I'm gonna make that thing look good. It already sounds pretty good. Got the Cobra, that is like the hardcore, gnarly, just like that was my dream car. The 14 and the Cobra were really both my dream cars. I'm pretty stoked that at my age with everything, I'm able to have both. So I have those two, and then the 4.0 would be the super cool project car that, you know, what I wanna do a 3-valve swap, that could be very interesting. The nice thing about that is if I did do that swap, I'm pretty sure it bolts up directly to the trans that I currently have since it's the automatic, even though my trans I'm pretty sure is like kind of shot, I don't know. It's been good the past few days, but all winter that thing was shifting like garbage. So we could always do that, but that is like that's like a year, 2 years down the road when your boy has, you know, a ton of extra funds, because that car would be down. That'd be done at a shop. I am not mechanically inclined in the slightest. Your boy's getting all tongue twisted here, but that would be an option down the road. I'm not gonna do any mods to it, so I want to get that out of the way right now. If you guys are looking forward to 4.0 content with mods and things, it ain't gonna happen. Unfortunately, it just doesn't make sense with the 5.0. That car is a full package. It has, you know, if you guys want to see racing, again, I'm not a drag racer. You're never going to really probably see that content, but that car, I'm confident to drive far distances. I will take it to the track. Now, will I race it on the track or whatever you want to call it? No, I probably won't, but I plan to go to a lot more events. So that's going to be neat coming up this year. I'm going to be able to drive that car far distances. The 4.0 always was a little with the trans. I was always afraid I'd kind of get stranded. And the Cobra is probably not going to go anywhere in terms of, it'll leave the garage. I think last year I put 40 miles on the car, and no, that is literally like no exaggeration. I think I drove it 5 times. So that poor car has the same tank of gas in it for like the past year and a half. But it's going to make for a gnarly cold start video, I'll tell you that much. So that's what'll probably happen in the foreseeable future, how I see things going. 5.0 is going to get the love, it's going to get the treatment. You guys are going to see a lot more videos on that. Also, since spring is right around the corner, the Sur-Ron content on this channel has been doing phenomenal. So let's kind of segue into that. We have a handful of new people because of the Sur-Ron, which I'm stoked. When I bought that bike, that was a pretty big investment up front, and I'd seen that a lot of the Sur-Ron videos online, or the e-bikes, were starting to get a lot of traction. So part of me was like, I'm a little behind the 8 ball on it, but I still feel like I'm right before it really blows up huge. So I have a lot of cool plans with that. I'm trying to reach out to companies. If you guys watched my last video, I talked about how I want to get sponsors for that bike. So I'm in talks, or I'm trying to get into communication with them to see if they want to send out something, work kind of a deal, because it'd be super neat. I want to do a 72-volt battery. I want to do a controller upgrade. I want to just enjoy that thing so much, making the content, just like doing the moto vlog, which I don't know if you guys can see. Oh, you can't. Oh, right there. There's the helmet, the goggles. We got the whole setup here. Bikes are the best. Like, don't get me wrong, I love all my cars, but the bike is like the coolest thing ever. So you guys will definitely be seeing a lot more of the Sur-Ron on the channel. And I've been getting a lot of video ideas. And there was a gentleman on here, I forgot your name, I'm so sorry. You reached out earlier today, and you had an I think it was the EBMX 72-volt battery, or 60-volt battery. I don't know, whatever. But you told me I could write it here in the next couple of weeks when you bring it out of storage. So that'll be dope. You guys will see my reaction there. Hopefully I don't whiskey throttle and send my ass flying like a sack of potatoes like I did in that other video, which was great. Learned my lesson, bruised my ego and my knee pretty good. But, you know, that's the pain that comes with it. But I feel like your boy, we're getting kind of close to that 20-minute mark. So we're probably going to wrap it up, make it short and sweet, kind of like one of my videos. If you guys like the live streams, I love when we get more people in here, more discussions going, a lot more things flowing. I know we're still small, and I probably did this a little too early because you guys on the West Coast are probably still at work because it's like 5 o'clock. But maybe I'll start doing these on weekends. We'll start to iron it out, because I love to have communications with you guys, because I get a lot of comments now, which is really cool, and I try to respond to all of them. But man, oh man, some of you boys write books. Like, there was one guy from Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama, and you wrote me about 14 paragraphs about your twin turbo V6. And I'll tell you what, man, I read the first 3, and after that, you lost me. It was too much. It was too much, but it was cool. I really appreciate that you took 3 hours out of your day to write me that comment. But man, bro, that is too much. You just you know, summarize it a little bit better. So there you guys go. I think we're gonna wrap this one up here. We've had a good number of people in here. But next time, we gotta do better. We gotta have more. You guys gotta interact. Can't have my wife and my best friend in here carrying this chat. So if you guys enjoyed, drop a like. If you wanna see more of these, let me know in the comments. Hey, Evan, do more of these. Hey, Evan, we don't wanna see your big forehead on a live stream. Let me know. I gotta know that stuff. So without further ado, your boy's peacing out. Time to go play some Call of Duty, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace out, guys.